Hi there, this is Amanda Schroeder from amandaschroeder.com, and today I want to stay on the topic of Introduction to Adobe Photoshop Elements 12. And this is video 2, and the three things I'd like to talk to you about is digital scrapbook terms, new blank file. I want to show you how to do a new blank file and how to open file in version 12. So just in case you're newbies, new people at this whole entire digital scrapbook um, fun hobby, I wanted to tell you some of the terms so that you can, one, find things online for working in the scrapbook, and two, it just helps you understand when I'm talking. So for starters, it's called digital scrapbooking. It's very similar to scrapbook. Physical scrapbooking is just done on the computer, and well, in my view, I love it because when I'm done with it, all of the scrapbook items end up back on my computer and not on my table. So the one thing I really like about that, and on top of that, um, once you make one book or a page, you can print it off for a lot of people, whereas when you do physical scrapbooking, you make one book and you put all that effort into it and then you only have one book. So here we are, digital scrapbook terms. Well, when I talk about, a lot of times you'll hear me talk about elements. Well, elements to me are a general term for paper, ribbons, word art, letters, flowers. I can't even think of all the things, but anything that you could get in a physical scrapbook that would be things that you would paste onto a page, or that would be called an element. They are also called, that's just a general term, but in the digital scrapbook world, paper in the physical world is also called paper in the digital scrap world. Um, Flowers and everything is called the same in both hobbies. So you don't have to worry about learning new terms. So just kind of giving you an idea so that when I start talking, I don't confuse you. So how to open a blank file is next on our list. And so let's go up to the left-hand corner to File, and then hit the left mouse button, and then go down to New Blank File, and hit the left mouse button again, and it opens a dialog box. This dialog box gives us options to making a page. So here is where we title the page that we're doing. So what I usually do is if I'm doing a project like my trip to Hawaii, I'll write Hawaii 2014 underscore page 1 or PG1. Then, but right now I'm just going to use test. So then I go down because of scrapbooking, I usually use a page size, an inch size. Now you can, if you're more comfortable with centimeters or any of these others, then you're welcome to do that, but I use inches. And the size of scrapbook I usually make is a 12 by 12. So I put the width in and the height at 12 by 12. In later videos, I will show you how to make them smaller. If you happen to make an 8 by, you want to make an 8 by 8 for a nephew, but you want to make yourself a 12 by 12, you can actually make different sizes, but it's better to make it big, bigger, like 12 by 12, and then shrink it instead of having a small 8 by 8 and then trying to make it a 12 by 12. Just makes sense. The other thing you need to make sure is that it's at a resolution of 300. That is print. That's for printing. It should always be set at 300 if you plan on printing it, because otherwise you're going to have a grainy looking picture. And that I use pixels per inch. There's also pixels per centimeter, but I use inch. The other thing is I usually leave it at RGB color, and then I usually, if I'm working on a project, I'll use transparent, meaning there's no color to the page at all. And then I bring elements in and layer them on top of each other, which I will discuss in further videos. Now we're just going to concentrate on actually how to open a new file. So now all of this is selected, you push OK, and there you go, you got a new page. So the next thing you do, or I'm going to show you again. Now, say you want a white background, not a transparent background. Well, we go back up to File and left click on Blank File, and then we get the dialog box again. But this time, instead of going transparent, let's go with white. And there you go. Now we also have a white page. Now the next thing we can do is we can also do a colored background. So how you do that is you go to this little box here, it says color. And this determines, the top box determines your fill color and your text color, foreground color it says here. And this one right here, the bottom box, is for background, setting your background color. And it even says right there, set background. So if you want a certain color, say you want green to be your background color for your page. There you go. So you hit this box here, the background box, with your eyedropper, because your cursor turns into an eyedropper when you hit here. Then when you push the eyedropper, this dialog box comes up, and then you can go into anywhere in Adobe Photoshop now and say there's a certain thing that you want to match the color to. You can then use your eyedropper and touch, say I want the flower, I'm going to touch here, and it chooses this is the color of where I just touched with my eyedropper. So now I can push OK, and the page was supposed to show, oh no, and so now I've got a background color chosen right here. So now we go back up to File, and you left click on File, then go to New, left click on Blank File, or move your cursor over Blank File, and then instead of using white background or transparent, you go to background color, and then push OK. All of a sudden, there you go, a green background. So cool. There you go. So this is how you open a new file. Now let's show you how to open a picture file. So we go back up to File, and we go down to Open, and we left click on Open. Now I'm in the wrong place. There we go. So to bring something in from the program, you would select the picture you want and then open. Pretty simple. So if you want to bring more than one picture in at a time, you can then go File, Open, and then select with your left mouse button, and then push Control on your keyboard and hover over the picture that you want to select and press your left mouse again. So hold down on the control and then hit the left mouse button, and all of a sudden you have two pictures selected. Then push open. So there you go. You get two pictures in at one time. Really sweet. If you want to bring in more than two pictures, you go to open. There you go. And then we can hover over the first picture we want, and then we can push shift and say we want to bring 5 pictures in. Well, we're going to push shift and then push your left mouse button, and all of a sudden you select all 5 pictures. So these are just little shortcuts I wanted to let you know about. Some other ways to bring pictures into Photoshop Elements is through recent edited files. This is where, say you worked on something, possibly might be they have 10 recent files that were opened in the last while or edited. The other way you can is through Explorer. So if you don't feel comfortable in Explorer, I probably wouldn't do this way, but if you feel comfortable working on your computer and with Explorer, you can just go into the place that you want to actually get your pictures, and say you want to bring them all in. Well, I'm just going to show you. You select the picture that you want, then you left click, hold down your left click button on your mouse, and drag over to Photoshop Elements program, and then let go of the left button, and it releases the picture into the program. Pretty easy. So, and you do the same thing if you want a bunch of pictures in. So say you want, a whole bunch of pictures in here. So you would select the first one you want in, then you you push the shift button down, hold it down, and then left click on the last one you want to pick. There you go. Then you'll hold down on the left button on your mouse and drag into the program, and it should bring all of them in. And I picked 8, so it's going to take a minute. But that's how simple it is to bring things into this program. It is pretty awesome. So let me just get rid of all of this. I have just showed you how to open a blank file and open a picture file, and I've also discussed digital scrapbook terms. So I hope this was valuable or good information for you, and I hope that you will enjoy the series on Adobe Photoshop 12 and scrapbooking, learning how to scrapbook in this program. It is really awesome. So that's it. I'll see you in the next video.